It slowly to madness. But what would I wear? Stupid, ugly, out of date. This is ridiculous. If I can't find something else to wear, I'm not going.
Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name's Loz. I talk about mental health. I talk a lot about dogs because I'm obsessed with anything fluffy. And I talk about life in general. But today I'm going to talk about bitches, pretty much, and how to cut them out of your life, because sometimes we don't have space for negative people in our life. So, and it can really make you feel guilty for wanting to kick them out of your life. So I'm going to tell you how you can do it and how you can kind of ease that guilt. So keep on watching. Okay, so once again I'm going to talk about a pretty intense topic, but I'm going to try and keep it lighthearted anyway, because that's just me, because I don't know how to handle intense emotions. But I'm going to start off with my experience with dealing with negative, awful people. So basically, I used to be incredibly naive, and I used to believe that there was no such thing as a bad person, and that everybody's got some good in them, and you just have to look for it and see the good in somebody. So wrong. It's so wrong. I went into school and the workforce believing that everybody was nice and everybody would treat each other with the best attitude that they could, and that's just not the truth. Some people will treat other people like rubbish, literally, and feel no guilt for it. And there could be clinical narcissists, or there could be clinical sociopaths or psychopaths. A lot of the time though, they just are selfish people. And unfortunately for those people that are more sensitive and more vulnerable and maybe even a little bit kinder and more selfless, that's really hard to face and to deal with. So it really changes your worldview when you come across those unkind people. So I'm gonna tell you about my experiences with it, and I'm gonna explain like what I learned from it, so you don't have to make the same mistakes as me. So yeah. So basically, I don't hold any resentment, but I was bullied in high school. So things like getting my pants pulled down, I got told to go back to the trash can where I live. I remember someone described me as like 50 feet of crap, then 50 feet of dirt, then me underneath all of that. And she thought she was like really smart for saying that, and it's actually just a quote from Friends. So I learned that when I was older, but I got bullied pretty decently in high school. I don't hold it against them anymore. Like, we were all kids, like those people have obviously grown up. But I wasted a lot of my adolescence repressing myself and I guess like being submissive to bullying and not accomplishing everything I could have in my adolescence, not becoming the kind of person that I could have in my adolescence. And I guess my message to you is the most important thing that you can do if you're being bullied at the moment, whether it's at school or at work, is to focus on the person that you are. Focus on your skill and morality, because that's what's going to lead you in life, and that's what's going to give you quality in life. People huddle around bullies, people respond to bullies because they're the leader of the pack and they're trying to protect themselves from being in being in the position that you are. They don't want to be the victim, so they'd rather be the bully. But if you're being bullied and you have enough integrity not to be mean back, it's a really good quality in you that you should be proud of, and you should carry that with you throughout life until you get to the point in life where that serves you well. And at the moment, maybe you're not at a point where it is serving you and you're just having a harder time, but just know that it'll pass and you will get through it. But as much as you can, try not to let it diminish your personality. Try not to let yourself be submissive to the bullying. Try and, have some self-confidence. don't rebel, don't be mean back. You don't want to be like them. You don't want to be a bully back, but certainly don't accept the crap, you know. You can say to someone, you have no right to speak to me in that way and I'm not going to tolerate it. You can absolutely say that if you have enough courage to. If you don't have enough courage to, then roll your eyes, maybe walk away and don't acknowledge them. Don't acknowledge what they're saying to you, and just know within yourself that you're better than that. And if you carry that with you throughout that phase, it'll work for you in the long term. And eventually, you know, the hierarchy that bully is built up into will fall away, and they're not going to be the top dog anymore. And at least you know, like, you're doing the right thing, and they'll get their consequences for the way they've treated you. Like when I was being bullied in high school in year 7 and 8, so my first 2 years of high school, I just went to the library. I was a recluse, and I didn't seek out positive influences to counteract the negative ones. And I was just sad, and I didn't have any friends in school. And you know, back in the day, I used to have, like, we didn't have iPhones. The iPhone wasn't introduced until year 9, so I just had like a Nokia brick phone. And I remember calling my mum once, crying, like begging her to come and pick me up from school because I hated it so much. And I just felt so scared and ashamed of myself there. I really felt shameful. I felt like I wasn't good enough and I wasn't worthy of being in the space of these people that were bullying me. Like, how ridiculous. Like, now I would just turn around and say, how dare you speak to me in that way? You owe me the same respect as I owe you, just because we're human beings. But obviously, as a child and as an adolescent, I didn't have the courage, the perspective, or the self-respect to do that. So I'm hoping that you'll see this video and it'll help you recognize that you owe that to yourself, have some self-respect, and hopefully this video will give you some perspective on how you can stand up for yourself without bullying back or without being a cruel person in return. Just stand up for yourself and know your worth, because only you can truly know where your worth lies, and just trust yourself that you'll get through it. I've got Ava here sitting with me. Oh no, she ran away. Come back, I love you. Oh, she's coming back. Hello, darling. Oh, hello, Meowsoo. Oh, kitten. This is Ava. She's very cuddly today. But yeah, I hope that video made sense. I was rambling a fair bit, and it's a very hard message to kind of get across explicitly. It's not a simple message on how to handle bullying. And I could have said all the cliche things, but I didn't want to say cliche things because you can find it anywhere on the internet. I wanted to talk to you about, you know, real life and real emotion and how you can really handle these problems. You need to learn early that you are going to come across conflicts all the time, and bullying is probably the first example that you'll see of it in your adolescence. So don't waste your time as an adolescent being bullied, allowing it to happen to you, or don't waste your time feeling shit about yourself, because eventually you're going to come across a conflict one day that'll teach you that just because someone treats you in a certain way doesn't devalue your worth, and you'll find that you have worth despite those things anyway. So it's better to learn that as early as you can, and don't let those bullies get to you. Just fight through it and know your worth regardless, and you'll be better off for it throughout life. I don't know, I really hope this video is useful. I feel like a lot of the videos I'm doing are super intense and I want to do something fun, but I want to know from you guys, what would you like to see from me? I have a lot of interests and I like to be really stupid and silly sometimes, so I love to do some silly videos, but it's not really on theme with my channel, like mental health and animal welfare. But let me know if you'd like to see that from me, or if you'd be okay with seeing that from me, because I'd really love to do that. I have a lot of fun with my brother, so I'd like to include him in it. So let me know if you'd be cool with seeing some of that, or if you really like to see it or really don't. Or if there's anything else you want to see, let me know in the comments. In the comments. I can't talk. Anyway, I'm about to go bowling. Stripper strike.
Bowling, 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 bowling.
I'm obviously gonna win, so. Anyway, thanks so much for watching and enjoying my weirdness, and have a lovely day, night, or afternoon wherever you are, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.
Subscribe.
Subscribe.